What I'm going to do here is I'm going to begin to filter the sound, and I'm going to bring the resolution on up of the sound. It's going to give the sound a slightly different sound to it. Now here's another here. You can get an example. Now notice how it starts to sound a little more muffled when I filter. Now I'm going to bring the resolution up. And honestly, I'm not digging it. It sounds too muffled, loses the feel, so I'm going to bring it back to what it was. And so to me, what you got going here is a very nice melody that what you can do even at this most basic level, you can take this melody and make this the verse, and take this melody and make that the chorus. Why? Because what that basically does is it gives you kind of a laid back feel for the verse, and you always want those choruses to feel big and to feel huge. Okay? So when I flip that and make the chorus one octave higher, it's going to make that chorus feel nice and punchy. It's going to stand out in your ears. Now you can do two things. You can keep that at the low part here during the verse, and then maybe throw another melody right on top of it. Okay? Okay? You get the basic idea. So I'm going to keep it in here just because I got a kind of basic idea of the melody. Now notice the melody is very simple. It's so even if you were a rapper and this was your track, you could write a chorus like that, just bump that, just bump that, just stick it up and just bump that, come on pump that, come on pump that, you just you get the idea. Alright, so now that we've got this basic melody going here, I'm going to try and find some few little accents to go over top, kind of see what we can come up with. So here we go. Let's play this. So here's what I'm going to do with that. Check this out. Alright, so again, we're going to do the same thing, switch the octave and see how we make this sound bigger. See, that's kind of hot right there, isn't it? Now did you notice what I did there? All I did was take the melody, I pitched it one octave higher, and it gave it a different feel. But I'm going to give you something you can do even more to make that sound even bigger and even fresher. This is what you do. Throw a little reverb on the sound. It's going to make that sound echo longer. It's going to make it feel even bigger and kind of longer, etc., etc. So I'm going to throw some reverb on it, just like this. Now we'll listen to it again. Notice how I gave it a little bit of sustain. Now obviously, we wouldn't want to keep that going through the whole song because that could get annoying. But those are cool little sounds that maybe you could throw in there as accents. You could throw them in there as, I don't know, you could throw them in there during the chorus to make it feel big. But again, we're all keeping it still going with the flow of the melody. So I'm going to see if I can add myself just another sound in there. See if again, all I'm trying to do is get as many sounds to work with that work with my basic melody. I'm kind of digging that melody right there. Here, let's try that. See, that even sounds fresh without even that big noise in there. Let's listen to that right there. I'm not digging that too video game-ish. Let's take it back high. It's kind of hot right there. That almost might be a better melody. But we can find a way to make the two work together. Now I got some reverb on it, make it sound even bigger. Now let's bring the sample back. Both I'm kind of digging. So anyway, again, the idea is I'm gonna try one more, and then we're gonna kind of actually stop right there because it's gonna be all day with this track here. But anyway, I'm gonna throw some strings on top of this just to get some feel. I'm digging that. Let me throw this in here. Here we go. Again, we're going to mess with the strings. Let's take them high. Uh-oh, hold up. I like the way that fits right there. Now let's throw this all together. And then you break it down to the beginning. See what I did right there? So really all I did was I worked with about 3 different melodies in there, just really to give it a feel, and gave myself a lot to work with. Now it all started with that original melody that kind of got me inspired. And that's really where it starts. And so from there, you can kind of structure it. We'll talk more about structure maybe in the upcoming weeks or something like that. But again, that just comes down to the basic melodies. And so what you could kind of work with the track here is just here, the verse, and then the chorus. And here's a little transition. You get an idea. Anyway, it's not arranged yet, but you get the basic idea. And that's how you can work in your basic melodies. And notice all I really kind of did there is I just shifted the pitch, took it higher and lower. Sometimes I shifted the attack, that means the length of the sound, and I made the attack of the sound longer by just adding some reverb, some echo to it. And then I remember how I even messed with the filter and the resolution. Those give it different sounds. And if I had time, I'd probably go through and mess through all those right there. But there comes a time where sometimes you don't even necessarily need to do this on all your tracks. If you got something that feels good, run with it. Okay, but again, remember, simple is better than complex when it comes to stuff like that.